Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my video. Mitaba. And remember, life continue forever. And I'm gonna break down some things in this video that I see is happening. And remember to Google STAYFIYA, Deal Figure Entertainment, and always check out dealfigurentertainment.co.network or dealfigure staya.co.places. All right, place. All right, check that out for the knowledge. And right down the video, you might see it. All right, now remember to think infinity, not level. Now check this. This is the time for the people. Is a knowing time. It's a time where them to know that their time travel around them, and people using special machinery looking ahead. This is the time for it. This is the time for let people know that we all came from our ribs. God never took ribs from Adam and then make many men. This is the time for it. Remember I tell you, you're going to find out the real truth. This is the time when the black race or the human race going to find out that there's more than one God. And they're going to find out who created them. This is the time that they're going to know who's the real creator. The Christianity might check this as a threat or a wrong way, but they do not understand why I said this. But this is the time for it. We have to know who your real creator is. Because no man will see the creator face because we all did thought wrong. And this is the time again to let the nations of people know that we all did thought wrong. Understand? And this is the time people are going to find out that the small island trying to block me out of history. And one of the biggest mistakes they ever make is trying to block me out of the history. This is the time for them to know, when I die, most of them going to have a part of my thoughts. Understand? This is the time for it. And I'm not saying I'm this great king or no God or nothing like that. It's just because I notice I say things and people look at me, call me crazy because of the thoughts that I'm saying to them. Then I start to realize that I kind of on a different kind of infinity thoughts. I wouldn't say level, I like to say infinity thoughts above them. Because when I was telling them that, I think, even recently, back it up a little. Even recently when I did a video, I tell them that we are mixed blooded. Most of us not full black because they don't understand the blood type. Down on the island, they tell them that we are black. But we are black. But some of us are not fully blooded black, man. And if you look within the white folks' eyes, you see a blue eyes. That means he do not mix. You can look within the black man. The black man have the same thing, but you have to find out to know a real black man. And you have to know blood type. For those people who watch Muta Baruka their videos and he's saying, I watch the video and he say, yeah, we are black. You try to study what a blood type is. This is the time for you to know these things. Understand? This is the time for them to know that the way the human race was created is a bunch of lies was created around it. And this is the time for them to know that we are still slaves, but they not switch the plan. I said those things. This is the time for that. So everything you see I'm doing in these videos is just a time for it. And if you watch them and you think I'm cuckoo, this is the time for you to think that. And if you watch it and you think I'm smart, this is the time for you to think that. Understand? And if you imitating, that's not you. Find your lane and stay in your lane. If you do what I do, it's not you. And remember, this is the time for you to know that every man that come original, the government create an imitator of him. This is the time for it. But what always happen? The imitator always rise. When Shakespeare was around, there's many imitators like Shakespeare, but there's none like Shakespeare. This is the time for that. You understand that? This is the time for all this. And this is the time for that the American system have more than one government, so tons of government. This is the time for it. You cannot hate the NYPD. You have to just know who is behind that. You can't use one person to hate hate the law. That means if one of the NYPD do one thing, you can't hate him and hate all the organization. Hate the organization of government that he rule under. So, for example, the NYPD in America, which is New York City, when the NYPD do one of them do one thing, or everybody team up on them and say they are bad. This is the time for you to know that it's not so. This one guy can stay like everybody on the system. It's time for you to know that. And if you live in America or you live in New York City, you have to know the government them that around you. And this is the time for you to know that all corporation is government. They have sub-laws. You understand? So if you're working in an environment, in any environment in America, you have to know that you are working for a government. You understand? I mean, if you're doing hustling on the outside and they find out, they'll investigate you, and you're going to find yourself in serious problem. This is the time for that. This is the time for you to know that the government control your children, and like one of the forces within the human tell me, the young children tell me, say they do not train them to be smart. They train them to tame them. You understand? And all young children get on to my knowledge. This is the time for it. Amitabha, key word. All right, remember, blessing and strength.